Welcome back to TROOPZ Arsenal podcast. Good morning, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, and even good night. Depending on the time zone where you are, it is your early Arsenal update. And of course, I'm going to be looking at the February fixtures Arsenal has because we have already lost one against Wolves, but still more are coming. We have one against Leeds this weekend and more and more and more. It's a month where we have to play against Benfica in the Europa League, the only silverware we can actually win. Smash the like button, get your subscriptions in, and the comments as well. This is the first of its kind. Of course, I have to be looking at fixtures every month, but I don't know why I've not been doing it. It's the World Cancer Day, by the way. If you have anybody you know that has cancer, you've got to support them. It's the World Cancer Day. As we stand against things like racism, we do stand together against vices like cancer, deadly diseases like cancer. So please make sure that you are in the joint battle against cancer. It's a World Cancer Day. So I'll be going down into the fixtures, and I'll be using Sky Sports. Their website really has a lot of content, and I'll be using their website just to look at what are we looking at, what are the games we're going to be playing this February. There's so many. Of course, after losing against Wolves, everything has changed, but I think we still stand a chance. So this weekend we'll be taking on Aston Villa, not Leeds. It will be Aston Villa at 12:30. That is UK time. After losing against Wolves, I think this is a bounce back game, and it's quite unfair. It's very, very unfair to have a bounce back game in against Aston Villa. They are so on fire. They lost against West Ham in the midweek 1-3. That was, nobody expected that, because I think they've had a very good run in the past 5 games, but they lost against West Ham. That means they're beatable. If we can beat them, if we can just get 3 points against Aston Villa, it's going to really mean a lot. Right now, our hopes for top 4, top 6, they look so dead. They look like they need a blood sacrifice, to bring them back. And that for me, that blood sacrifice is going to be either if we can beat Aston Villa. The next game will come on Sunday, 14th February. We shall play Leeds. That is in the Premier League at 16:30 p.m. UK time still. Leeds is very stubborn. They'll be coming at the Emirates Stadium. They're a very, very stubborn side. When we went away, it was a 0 draw, but it should have been a Leeds win. It should have been a Leeds game. They played so well. They were so good at what they were doing, and I think we were lucky. Anyone should say, Arsenal was lucky. We were lucky, and now playing them in the second half of the season, I don't think they're so good as they were in the first half of the season. They have lost a couple of games. They have lost a lot of confidence, but it's not a side you can undermine. They are the hardest working Premier League team. That is one, they're the hardest working. They pass that ball very fast. They break through the lines. They open up play. They're a threat. They're a big threat. But I think one against Aston Villa, I can't predict a win for Arsenal, and I'm really sorry. I think it can be 1-1 draw for Arsenal if we fight hard. We don't have players like Burnley, no. We don't have players like David Louis. So, and Kiantian is also very, 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 very highly, doubtable. So I think against Aston Villa, it could be a 1-1 draw, and we can go out on Leeds next weekend, and we edge them by a 0-0. Then after that, we shall have to play in the Europa League against Benfica. Now, this could be a 1-match tie, or it could be a 1 tie, where we play against Benfica on a neutral ground. One game like this decides whether we go through to the round of 16 or we stay back on the round of 32. And I think that is going to be decided if Arsenal actually are going to play Benfica in a one-off game. Then things are not so good, especially on a neutral ground. I think Benfica is one of those sides that are really, 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 really hard to beat. They're very tough opponents, and I think we actually know that. But I'm not really scared. I'm not really scared about that, because if you read more, on Sky, they actually tell you that they'll actually tell you that Benfica versus Arsenal could be a single tie, and it might be on a neutral ground. So that is all we know about now. But I think it's a game that we need. It's a game we need to win. I think we can't do away without winning it. You lose it, you're out of the Europa League. You win it, you're in it. So that one I won't predict until I know whether we are going to play actually on a neutral ground or not. Then after that, after the 21st of February, on the 21st of February, actually, we shall play against Manchester City away from home. It's a Sunday tie, 16:30 again. You know, Manchester City, Leeds, Aston Villa, Wolves. It's not an easy month, is it? It's not an easy month. But I think this one is a no-brainer. I think, if we reach 21st of February and Manchester City are still on the form they are in, it's really going to be a no-brainer. They're just going to win it. I think it's really going to take us a lot of time to come in a game where we think we are going to beat City, where we think, City is beatable by Arsenal. It's going to really take a lot of time. Right now, City versus Arsenal, it's an equal challenge. Very, very unequal. And I'll give it to City. I think they will edge it something like 3-0, 3-1. We are not yet in that position to beat Manchester City, are we? Then we shall end February with Leicester City away from home, with a travel to Leicester City at the King Power Stadium. That will be a Sunday game still at 12 noon. That is at exactly noon UK time. I don't know where we are going to be after February, but what I thought, I don't know where we could be actually after February. We begin off March with a game against Burnley. Maybe that is a little bit fair, should I say? But I don't know where we are going to be, after this month. Leicester City, Manchester City, Aston Villa, Leeds, and we have already lost Wolves. We have 5 hard fixtures. One, we don't have any fixture that you think is winnable. Actually, there are chances that we might not win a fixture in February. I'm telling you, because the only winnable fixture was Wolves. I think Wolves was a little bit more winnable. They were on an awful form. They were really on a bad run. We had to beat them. Craig Pawson screwed up the game. Yeah, he screwed up the game. Gives them a penalty. Joe Martino, scores a screamer, a worldie like Mikel Arteta called it, and it's game over. Now we are playing against Aston Villa, a side we know that they are a little bit ahead of us right now. We shall play Leeds, the hardest working team. We might not win a game in February, and I won't be surprised if we do not. These games, Leicester City and Manchester City, they are the last 2 games of the month, and you know what to expect out of both games. So I think February is going to be a very, very hard month for us now, but I hope it doesn't really screw us up. So those are the fixtures we have in November. We have in February 5 of them in the Premier League, 1 of them in the Europa League. If we qualify for the through for the Europa League, it would be something good. But Benfica, it's not something it's not a fixture I'm confident about that we can actually win.